Hi, my name is Alexi, aka No Bullshit Physio, and I'm the CEO of the Hot Movement Optimist Summer. And today's a big day, you've guessed it, June 13th, which is officially the launch of the Hot Movement Optimist Summer. We're here, we don't fear, deal with it. It's a beautiful sunny day, and for the first Hmos challenge, we want you to send us your stories. More specifically, we're looking at stories that highlight how movement optimism, aka the theory that the body is highly resilient and adaptable as to basically any movement as long as you progress it gradually, has made your life better. So more specifically, we're looking at stories like those of the vice chairman of Hot Movement Optimist Summer, Mark Doherty. On to you, Mark. Tell us your story.
Nearly 20 years ago, on a warm summer morning just like this, I woke up in a hospital bed, IVs in my veins, tubes coming from my nose, monitors all around me. And then I realized, I can't feel my legs. After hearing me panic, the nurses ran into my room and told me what had happened. I had suffered 2 broken femurs. I thought I would never be functional again. Cold movement pessimism loomed despite the change in seasons. I knew if I ever wanted to be whole again, I would have to return to the site of the crash and face the pull that nearly crippled me to give it a piece of my mind. As I was walking down the street, a man was walking towards me, seemingly assessing my gait. He said, "If you keep walking with that hip shift, knee valgus, and ankle pronation, you're destined to a life of pain." He then held out his hand to shake mine and introduced himself as Aaron Horseshit. I went to shake it back, but he slapped my hand away, told me to take off my shoes and socks. I did without question, and he proceeded to shake my foot, which I thought was weird, but I didn't give it a second thought. "Teach me your ways," I said, which prompted him to pull out multiple copies of his book. He then asked, "How many do you need?" To which I replied, "All of them." I took the books home and read them. However, something didn't seem quite right. So I wrote Aaron a letter of my quandaries. I figured I'd mail him the letter along with his book since they were no longer serving me well. As I was in the post office, there was a man wearing knee pads holding a skateboard in one hand and a small child in the other. His t-shirt read, "Reconciling spinal flexion and pain. We are all doomed to failure, but perhaps it doesn't matter." Interesting. I tapped him on the shoulder to introduce myself. He turned around and his eyes lit up with optimism. He said his name was Greg Lehman. Even more optimistically, if you can believe that. I had a really good feeling about this guy. So I asked him if he noticed anything abnormal about my gait, to which he replied, "What is an abnormal gait?" I told him about my experience with Aaron and his book. Greg immediately started crying, and I mean uncontrollably sobbing. He then shared an amazing story with me about his journey from biomechanist to movement optimist. I thought, I must adopt a similar philosophy. The rest is history.
What a story, Mark. This is just Mark's story, but we know there's plenty like him out there. So you can either send those stories to me via DM at No Bullshit Physio or to Mark at Coach in Air Quotes. We'll filter through those stories and try to find the ones that best embody the Hot Movement Optimist Summer and why movement optimism is crucial in the physio space, which is filled with nocebo. And we'll be releasing them in the form of a top 5 over the coming weeks. We actually have prizes, so prizes are going to be free shirts and tank tops, but you can choose. I also have like phone cases for my merch store. I'll show like pictures here. I think they look pretty good, but obviously I'm really biased. And yeah, that's it. Many formats you can use, like reels, images, whatever. Just try to tell a story that's compelling, and obviously it has to be true. And yeah, we're looking forward to hearing your stories. Peace out.